Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Audiotree. It is April 15th, 2024, and I'm your host, FINGY. Before we get into today's session, I ask you politely and so kindly to subscribe to our channel, stay in the loop with all the amazing music we got going down in this studio. With that, we're on all streaming services, so Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, you name it, we're there. Tap in. But without further ado, I'm super stoked to introduce all the way from Toronto, we got Ducks Ltd. Take it away. Lovely. Listen, I'm feeling a little giddy today because I'm surrounded by 4 beautiful heads of hair. I had to say, before I got into the whole lore of the situation, I was looking around at y'all. I was like, damn. I wanted to tap in on if we had any morning routines to get us going. I know, Julia, you got some situation going.
Oh, I got something going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the headphones are still maintaining it too.
I'm actually thankful. I feel like I've had a bad hair week.
Oh,
so
really?
The headphones are keeping it slicked.
Dude,
contained.
good. And this is gonna be immortalized. Like, people are gonna watch this and be like, wow, your hair is always gonna be awesome.
A lot of pressure.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And I like that you got the whole facial situation too. I didn't want to.
I do.
Disinclude you because of the hat, because I still see you, my friend.
Thank
but I
you.
guess we'll save the lore for only the real ones. But okay. Let's tap in. Let's get everyone on the same page. I'm under the impression we got a born and raised situation in Australia. We got a little UK situation, and then linked up in Toronto. Yes.
That is correct, yeah.
Oh my goodness, so far so good. I was wondering how the multinational sonic influences have helped shaped your project, if so, or if it's more of a Toronto sound. How would you say?
No, I think it definitely has. I think it's there's a bunch of stuff I think from our respective upbringings that kind of come to the table with it. We're kind of into a lot of kind of similar jangly guitar pop stuff, but I feel like this kind of we tap into a couple different ends of the spectrum with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like Evan introduced me to Australian national heroes, the Go-Betweens, when we started this band, and there's a bunch of UK stuff that I'm into as well. So yeah, definitely, it's part of it, I think.
Sick. And I know there's also, oddly enough, a huge Chicago influence. I know you've tapped in, you've done your research, you've worked with some legendary producers out here and artists as well. How did y'all get mixed into our beautiful scene?
Oh, we love Chicago. I think it was basically when we were working on this record or starting to think about how we were going to record it. We were looking into sort of who we might want to produce it and who we'd want to work on it and stuff. And we kind of realized that so many of the indie rock records we were into were coming out of Chicago, and a lot of them were produced by this guy Dave Vitrano. And so we listened to all of his stuff, decided to work with him, and then kind of realized that the other opportunity that provided was to get to hit up a bunch of Chicago folks who we like and who do cool stuff and see if they wanted to help us out too, which they did. It was dope.
Beautiful. And then how did we get our lovely friends Jonathan and Julia in the mix?
Jonathan, I feel like coming out of the pandemic, it was we needed a drummer. We knew Jonathan was the best guy in town.
You hear that, Jonathan?
and
awesome.
we went and we got him.
We met in a park during the pandemic. I remember it was still kind of scary during that time. And you had told me that you had a bunch of dates coming up, and I was like, okay, that sounds awesome. And the rest is history.
And was that a social distance? Hey, I got a few dates.
I hadn't seen either of them in 2 years. So it was
Right.
when you were still, things were very surreal looking at human faces other than whoever you were living with at the time.
Right.
Anyway, it was scary. But it was beautiful as well. And now I recognize them all the time, and it's great.
Oh, I love that. That'd be kind of disturbing if you woke up one morning, you're like, who am I with?
Existential crisis.
Right. I mean, that happens every day for me, but you get through. What about you, Julia? How'd you get in this mix?
I met the guys in Toronto through someone I used to date, honestly. And I don't know. I think the guy saw me play bass in another band and then got me.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
My first gig with them was in Amsterdam, right? It was a festival.
It was the Netherlands, yeah.
Netherlands.
It was Oostvleeland was the name of the island.
Yeah. They
An
were like, we
island.
need a bassist for this Europe UK tour, and I'd never toured before, and these guys
Okay.
took me there. So it
That's a
was
fun place to start.
It was
the
great.
Netherlands. Any stories from that experience?
I mean, it was really cool. It was we didn't really know what to expect. It's this island that doesn't have cars on it, and you have to take an hour-long ferry to it. And they put us up in this James Bond-ass hotel on the beach. It was just we were very surprised. That kind of thing doesn't normally happen to us.
I love. Was it one of those go-kart situations where the island is too small, you can't have cars, so you just see a bunch of people on go-karts?
I mean, I think it's just it's mostly bicycles, which is I guess very Dutch.
Yeah, that would be an Amsterdam thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. No, I went to Catalina Island once, and they they just rock it on little golf carts. They also left buffaloes there because they filmed the movie and then lost the budget and they put buffaloes on island and couldn't get them off. But probably, I feel like maybe the Dutch planned better ahead than us. So hell yeah, I love that y'all linked and builded, and maybe we can get to a couple more tracks.
Sure thing.
Sweet.
Hitting the heavy bag, passing out, drinking on a train. It's like this everywhere, all the time anyway. Everyone all around, down somehow, seeking an escape. They're writing all the songs about it now. I keep on listening to the boys are back in town. You and me soaking in rail gin, talking way too loud. We'll do this every now and again. The pattern that we're in, wearing thin, and now you're getting out to seek a different sea for drowning in. I guess I'm sad 'cause I won't be the one dragging you down. that might have been. So now I see you in deleted scenes under street light over surf. I see you in deleted scenes, other timelines, other worlds. I see you in deleted scenes, not in real life, not in dreams. In deleted scenes. You used to move like a phantom. Used to meet you in a hotel bar downtown. You'd set the scene like an author. You'd set the pieces in motion one by one. I think I've worked out what the ending means. And then I'll see you in deleted scenes under street light over surf. I see you in deleted scenes, other timelines, other worlds. I see you in deleted scenes, not in real life, not in dreams. In deleted scenes. All you ever do is meet, you fucking sleep, and then repeat forever. All I'll ever do is leave, rise and recede, still in too deep, whatever. Take me for another ride, pretend to try, we'll get outside together. Moss growing under dead leaves, and muddy streams, and trunks of trees. Hollowed out from the inside, oh, hollowed out from the inside, oh, of it getting harder and harder to explain. Hollowed out from the inside, oh, hollowed out from the inside, oh, of it getting harder and harder to explain away. All we'll ever do is leave, a slow retreat through same old scene forever. Darker the city seems, collapse the street, a world unseen, whatever. Couple miles of concrete, then underneath is buried deep a river. Meet me where the asphalt leaks, the border breach, yeah, where the streets. Then hollowed out from the inside, oh, hollowed out from the inside, oh, of it getting harder and harder to explain. Hollowed out from the inside, oh, hollowed out from the inside, oh, of it getting harder and harder to explain away.
Awesome. So, Harm's Way just came out, new project. I personally love. And I'm also aware that there was a 3-year hiatus between this project and the last one. I was wondering, during that hiatus, how do you feel as though you were able to evolve as musicians?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like, it was really just kind of like the touring cycle that meant that we weren't playing at the time. But I think like that was kind of the thing with it was like being on tour a bunch. I think we learned a little bit about like how our songs work and kind of like I don't know. We have a way that we do stuff where we tend to sort of write things and demo things, and then before like we were a band that toured, basically never play them again. So like sort of going and playing them every night, I think we kind of internalized some things about how our songs work, and then brought that to the table when we were kind of working on the new stuff.
Interesting. And do you think that's more arrangement based, energy based? What were those concerts teaching you about your music?
I think it was just teaching us to sort of like follow our own path a little bit. Like I think like we kind of like initially when we were working on stuff, it's sort of if we got stuck or if we were looking for an idea, we'd listen to records that we liked and be sort of like, what do they do? Like, how could we interpolate that or whatever? And I think with this record, we didn't really do that. We just sort of knew what we would do, how our songs would work.
Nice.
Which I think was kind of a new thing we picked up. So
it's almost as if you got to round out your foundation through this interpolation situation. Whoa. Whoa.
That was cool.
You can take that. You can reference that.
Yeah.
But now you feel as though through doing that, you were able to kind of have a grasp on how you really want to deliver your own sound.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it wasn't like a super conscious thing. I think we kind of realized it more afterwards that like that was sort of the difference with this one.
Nice, nice. And how about as people? If we think back to 2021, who were y'all back then, and how do you think you've grown since then?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's like one of the weird things about that is that it's almost impossible to say. But I think, in terms of working on the records and stuff, it's like Modern Fiction was definitely a lot more insular because I think those were sort of like the inputs available at the time. Whereas, like that, the new record was kind of written after like not just a year like back out in the world, but a year like extremely in the world, like touring and going different places and meeting a lot of people and that kind of thing. So I think it's like, it's definitely that like sort of shifted the way that I think like the songs turned out at least. Just sort of being like having things to look outward towards. Nice.
Do you concur, Tom?
I'm Evan, but yeah.
Oh my goodness. I had 3 coffees instead of none, and I thought I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna get me up and ready to interview, and it actually fried my brain.
No
but
stress.
Evan, my lovely friend, do you concur?
Hello. Yes, I do. Very much so.
I love to hear that. No, because I feel as though at times like creating music in a sense can be a guiding North Star when maybe you're trying to process certain things about yourself that you maybe can't verbalize in that moment. Somehow, some way, in this alchemic process of creating music, you're able to understand parts of yourself through the music before you understand it personally. Do you feel as though that's ever been an experience that you've encountered, or? Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's the way that like a lot of songwriting works for me. It's like I often don't know what a song is about when I start writing it, and then I kind of find out. And that's like often definitely a thing where it's like, I don't know that I'm necessarily thinking about certain things until I start writing something, and then I find out. Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, I believe we have one more track left, yeah? Mm-hmm. Let's run it. Thank you, Ducks Ltd, for
Thank you.
being with us today. Thank you to our crew for getting this done as always. We can't do it without you. Yeah. And most importantly, thank y'all so much for watching. We could not make this show without you. Like I said, if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, that'd be super sweet. Also, by the time you're already watching this on YouTube, it's on all streaming services. So tap in on the go, run it back to back to back to back. My name is FINGY. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?